Am I the a-hole for wanting my wife to cut off her friendship with my ex because she tried to get my wife to cheat on me? This comes from throwaway ex-fiancee 6324. And they say, I think my ex-fiancee, Jess, 31 female, might have tried to get my wife, Olivia, 30 female, drunk and cheat on me.
Oh.
Ex-fiancee.
Yes.
Your ex-fiancee is hanging out with your current wife?
Wants that revenge.
Whoa.
That sweet, deep, dark, petty revenge.
My wife thinks I'm overreacting and overthinking the situation. Can someone tell me if I would be the a-hole to ask Olivia to stop being friends with Jess immediately? So, for context, Jess and I started dating the sophomore year of our college. We met through mutual friends and connected instantly. She was charming and outgoing, and we made friends instantly everywhere she went. I was more shy and nerdy, but I enjoyed going out to parties with her. We got engaged on our graduation day as both our families were attending. I got a job in a big tech company right after college, and Jess moved in with me while looking for jobs. That is when the relationship started going downhill. Jess was an art major and had trouble finding a stable job.
Baroque. Sorry.
She did a bunch of freelance work and mostly work from home. I was overwhelmed with work. She always wanted to go out to bars and clubs, and I wanted to rest in the evening after 10 to 12 hours of work. I was okay with her going out with friends alone, and I would sometimes tag along on the weekend. It bothered me that she was still in her party girl phase. She complained that I was becoming boring and should enjoy my early 20s before we settled down. I was also not happy with the friends she hung out with, as there was a lot of drinking and drug use. Even when I was out with her friends, she would be extremely flirty with guys in her friends group. Her excuse was always that she gets flirty when she was drunk or she was just joking.
It just happens. I can't stop it. What?
Whack, 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 whack.
Stupid.
I had enough and decided to call off the engagement after 2 years, as we were just different people at that point. The breakup was messy, and she kept trying to get back with me for almost a year. There were some incidences where Jess may not have acted in her best judgment, and I blocked her from all my social media. I did not want to deal with the drama and wanted to move on. I also got a transfer to another town around that time and never heard from Jess again. This is when I started dating my wife, Olivia. My wife was the exact opposite of Jess. She was very soft-spoken and a homebody like me. She knew I was engaged before. We dated for 3 years and happily were married for 2 years now. However, one of the sticking points was we always had my Thursday nights. 3 of my closest college friends are now scattered all across the country, and we generally play a video game together on Thursday evenings since our college days. Olivia complained that she gets bored during that time.
Dude.
1 day out of the week?
Come on.
Let the boy have his boys' night.
Let the boy have his boys.
Yeah, let the boy have his boys. About 6 months ago, Olivia told me she got a Facebook invite for a group where they had painting and wine nights on Thursdays. It was mostly 8 to 10 women who got together at someone's house and spent the evening painting, drinking wine, and gossiping. According to Olivia, it was just a few housewives and divorcees, and they welcomed her. One of the women's names was Jess, but I did not think much of it.
Ooh.
Purely coincidence.
That would be crazy if Jess moved to the same random town that OP moved to.
And just happened to join a group of divorcees and wives and
she was
drinking.
there. Jess was there before OP's wife would have been there.
Because she knew she would come to it.
She had a premonition about what the wife would want.
She studied her opposition and said, oh, she's going to be so bored on those Thursday nights. And who is she going to turn to?
It also could be that she just doesn't want to participate with OP. Like OP's like, oh, do you want to play games with us? And she's like, oh, I don't want to play games. I'm looking for something else.
Well, it sounds like OP's not inviting her to play.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not.
With the boys.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
I want to know who she got this invite from.
Yeah, how did she? How did she find out about it?
Smart reading comprehension. I see you in the comments.
Well, 2 weeks ago, Olivia told me It was Jess's birthday and they wanted to do a ladies' night at a club. Olivia hates loud music, but Jess convinced her to come for dinner and some drinks. On that night, I got a call from Olivia at 10 p.m. asking me if I could come pick her up. I could tell something was wrong, and I immediately left to pick her up. I went to the bar and went in to pick up Olivia. I was shocked when I realized that her friend Jess was my ex-fiancee.
Dun, dun, dun!
That's crazy.
That's wild. That's wild.
She also looked surprised to see me there. I was polite, said hello to everyone, but Olivia wanted to get out of there as soon as possible. After we went to the car, I told Olivia that Jess was my ex-fiancé, whom I had not seen for almost 7 years.
Wow. Wow.
Olivia was shocked to hear it, and she did not know about it. It was crazy since I did not even know she lived in the same city as us. But wouldn't you kind of like, okay, how do you not know all of your exes? Like, I feel like if I'm dating someone for a few years, I know who all of their exes are and what they look like. Like, it comes up in conversation.
Not what they look like.
Yeah, not what they look like.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to tell my girlfriend about my exes.
You're not going to tell your girlfriend about your exes?
Well, I've already told her about one, but I'm like not really going to.
But how about like pictures from things you did and like
They're gone.
you deleted every picture from? Seriously?
Yeah. I even went to a Kanye West concert with her.
And you deleted the pictures?
Yeah.
Dude, you should have waited for AI Photoshop.
Oh, dude, I didn't know.
You should have photoshopped Kanye in the picture with you.
And replace her face with Kanye.
Replacing my girlfriend with Kanye with AI. That's good. Write that down.
Yeah, I will.
Oh my
Dang.
God.
But yeah, dude, I deleted all the pictures.
Wait, so do people not share information about their exes?
For me, it's just not like pictures, but also I've also never been in a long-term relationship before the one I've been in now. So
That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, like, some people are comfortable with it. Some people aren't. Some people I have. Some exes. I did talk about other exes, but some I don't.
I think it's just the pictures, because I think just in talking about like life and conversations,
I can't imagine it not coming up in 5 years, like one picture of your ex. That is like that. Like, yeah, I understand. Like,
okay, 5 years. Yeah.
5 years. I can't imagine that. That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
I dated a girl for like a month and I knew like 3 of her exes, what they looked like.
How long did that last?
Well,
Answer the question, Sam.
Damn.
I ended things after 2 months, but bro, all right, Riley, sit down,
Jeez,
bro.
dude,
None of your relationships have lasted longer than my longest relationship.
Shit.
Wait. Time out. How long did your longest relationship lasted?
Last one, like two and a half years.
Okay, I was in a relationship for 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just one?
And then I was in another one for 2, and then another one for 2. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like you, Sam.
You're basically, I
We're
feel
the
like
same.
you actually have very similar relationship time lengths.
All right. Two back-to-back 2-year relationships? When did you start?
I started one in high school, and it was like into freshman year, almost into junior year. And then in middle school, I was with a girl for like a year and a half.
Okay, now we're getting into treacherous territory.
Okay.
I'm only 23.
Okay,
but
bro.
But what if we've already talked about definitely middle school relationships. I mean,
I don't know if that counts, bro.
If it's like our boy, if that where it goes from school to like a decade later and then you get married, that's a different conversation.
Yeah.
But like if you date for like from 7th grade, the beginning of 7th grade to halfway through 8th grade, it's like,
I mean, I was committed. I didn't date anyone else during that time. So
and how'd it work out?
So you're telling me you didn't have a polyamorous relationship in middle school? Is that what you're telling me?
I'm just saying that counts to me. That counts to me. How'd it work out? It didn't work out good. She got like a new scarf, and I thought she was wearing the scarf I got her, but turned out it wasn't. And she shamed me in front of the whole school, being like, "This is a fancy scarf, not the one you bought me from Walmart." It was pretty rough. And then I asked her in high school.
You dated for a year and a half?
Yeah. And then I asked her
a middle school relationship?
Yeah.
See, when you break up over a scarf, that is a sign that the relationship was.
Well, that's not why we broke up, but I like did drama after we broke up and said that. And then in high school, I asked her if I was a good kisser, and she told me she couldn't remember. It was my best moment.
All right, I'm going back to the story. After we were in the car, I told Olivia that Jess was my ex-fiancee, whom I had not seen for almost 7 years. Olivia was shocked to hear it, and she did not know about it. It was crazy since I did not even know she lived in the same city as us. Olivia told me Jess was the one who had started the painting group. She had divorced her husband 2 years ago, and Jess was the one who had started the painting group. That's crazy. So maybe she was finding people.
I don't know.
She had divorced her husband 2 years ago and moved to our city for a fresh start. The reason why she called me was because she was getting uncomfortable with the situation at the bar. Since Jess and one of the other women were single, they kept encouraging guys, hitting on them, and inviting them over to their table. Jess was trying to get everyone drunk, and she was asking Olivia to open up and have fun. She was constantly hyping Olivia to two of the guys who bought them a round of drinks. At this point, Olivia excused herself to go to the restroom and called me to pick her up.
W.
Yep.
W wife.
Olivia's a real one.
I am not happy with the situation, but I am also not mad at Olivia. I am just uncomfortable with Olivia hanging out with Jess. I told Olivia about the same. Olivia told me that she was never going to put herself in the same situation with Jess or anyone else. Also, this friend group is the only real social life she has since we both are in a completely new city. She does not want to stop going to her painting nights with friends. I brought up the thought that Jess could be acting in malice, but Olivia told me she did not think Jess would know I was her husband, as Olivia never showed my picture to anyone in the group. She also said that it's been 7 years since we broke up. Jess is a kind person and I should not judge her based on a one-night stand when she was drunk. She still wants to stay friends with Jess, which is a weird thing.
I know that Jess knows that they're together because Olivia got the Facebook invite, and there's no way Jess didn't go through that Facebook and see who she was married to.
Well, so it's possible because it's like,
there's no way.
if so you think like every person goes to the profile and like is checking all that stuff?
Like she got a random invite on Facebook. I mean, if you're looking at the Facebook, you're going to like kind of see if you have mutuals, what's going on in their life.
I could see it the other way around where she was stalking OP, saw that he was married to her, and then invited her from there.
That makes more sense. That makes way more sense.
I could see you there. Yes.
Yeah.
And I guess she was surprised to see OP there, maybe not because like, oh, I'm surprised to see OP there, but because she didn't realize that Olivia would call OP.
And she got caught.
Like she knew that Olivia and OP were together and was trying to break them up. I think Jess is working in the shadows for sure.
I'm podcast back.
I do not want to separate Olivia from her friends, but my gut feeling is telling me something is off in this situation. Besides, it feels weird to have my ex be friends with my wife. Am I the a-hole to want Olivia to stop being friends with Jess because of my gut feeling? Or should I just let it go as it's Olivia's call to make? And there is some relevant comments and a thick, juicy update.
Oh, this is going to be good.
But John, Riley. Okay. Because this is more relevant to you.
Okay.
So you're currently dating a woman.
I am.
And if one of your exes invited her to go to a wine and fashion night thing.
Don't say fashion. No.
And they had a blast. It's like, oh, when you're podcasting at late nights, like I just want to have fun with like these girls. And I just moved over to Santa Monica because I wanted to be closer to you. And I don't have any friends here.
You're making this so real.
And so like, I just wanted to, have a friend group, and it's the how do I say this? It's the eyeball girlfriend.
Okay, the thing that sucks about the eyeball girlfriend is that
don't know about
she is like, I think they would be good friends. I personally don't like the eyeball girlfriend
And they
anymore.
both have bangs.
And they're both theater girls, and they both have Spotify's because Apple Music doesn't have theater soundtracks on there. They have a lot in common. They're both quirky, both kind of. Anyways, but yeah, like, oh, dude, and it's fashion.
And it's fashion. And it's like when you're podcasting late at night, she just wants something to do because she gets bored.
Oh my gosh, can it be another ex?
No, it has to be that one. But you could add more of your exes to that.
Dude, I would tell her what's up and be like, hey, I don't like this person, but since you guys are friends, make it happen. But if something like this were to happen, like a problem like this, I'd be like, no. But if she went there,
Okay, so initially you'd be fine with it.
I would have to be fine with it.
Right. But as soon as
you maybe warn and communicate. Like
Yeah,
Riley said.
yeah.
Like,
and
which I
then
like.
all right, now they go up girls' night.
Girls' night.
Girls' night eyeball is saying like, hey, open up to your girl.
Oh man, I'd probably.
Do you
be
cut
like,
it off? You
I'd be
say
like,
no.
hey, this makes me really uncomfortable.
And she's like, hey, this is my only friend here.
We'll get
Find
you
some new friends.
Yeah, we'll get you some
So
new
would you say
friends.
find new friends or I'm ending things?
Oh man, maybe not ending things, but just I would let her know. Well, if it had to be like that, like, yeah, find new friends or end things, I would say that because she would know
You
it
would
would
say
make
that?
me so uncomfortable that it would just bug me so much. And she would respect that, but if she didn't want to respect that, then that's okay. I'd be like, hey, find new friends, or I would pursue ending this, perhaps.
Pursue this perhaps. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But dang, that would be tough because like they would be good friends though.
Yeah. Dude, you should introduce them.
No. Oh.
Do you know eyeball girlfriend?
I really don't actually.
Think of Riley's ex's name.
You said it in your song.
Now I
yeah.
understand. Okay, yeah.
All right.
I got it.
Relevant comment. So CatEmpty9861 said,
Riley, recently you ambushed me with a game of basketball,
I did.
to which I was not prepared. Can you tell the people what happened?
Yeah, so we didn't work out on Memorial Day because
Yeah.
apparently gyms close on Memorial Day.
Haters.
So we decided to pick up some hoops, and John was on my team, and I gave him a little pass.
were you gentle with him? Because, his bones aren't as good as they used to be.
I was. He was on my team, so he was in good care.
he took care of me. He took care of me.
That's good.
Yeah, but I gave him a pass, and he didn't catch it just right. And
What happened?
He kind of
He
threw it.
chucked it. He takes his ball and he just chucks it. We're not talking like a little bounce pass, right?
Yeah.
We're talking like a fall on, like, whoo, which fair enough. Like that, I'm playing the game. I should be able to play. So what did I do?
I threw it a little ahead of him because I thought he was going to be there, but he missed it. And there
But I
was like
committed.
He committed a little too much, and he was running, and went to the fence, and he almost he kind of like does this to the fence.
I
like
face planted
trips,
into
and
the
he
fence
face plants
completely.
to the fence. Yeah.
Completely.
Is it
And-
because you couldn't see it? Do you have your glasses?
I did have my glasses and I did indeed see it. I was just so committed and I was going so hard in the paint that I was like, I'm just going to run as fast as I can, see if I can catch the ball. And it wasn't fast enough. I wasn't able to pass it back. And I did pretty severely pull my hamstring, but I did finish the entire game.
You didn't tell me that.
Severely pulled your hamstring?
Kind of severely. I could feel a bump
Is
in
that
it.
where the limp has come from?
I could feel a bump in it.
Maybe it's just old man bumps.
It might be. But there is a place I could have gone that they could have told me exactly what
And
was
they
wrong.
take
Maybe
care of
help me
old
out.
man bumps, really like any ailment.
That is true. And that is ZocDoc.
ZocDoc is a free app and website where you can search and compare highly rated in-network doctors near you.
And instantly book appointments with them online.
And these docs all have verified reviews from actual real patients.
We're talking about booking appointments with tens of thousands of top-rated, patient-reviewed, credible doctors and specialists.
And you can filter for ones that take your insurance.
And treat basically any condition you're searching for.
The typical wait time to see a doctor booked on ZocDoc is between just 24 and 72 hours.
Sometimes even the same day.
I use ZocDoc. We use ZocDoc. You should freaking use it too.
Go to ZocDoc.com/OKOP and download the ZocDoc app for free. Then find and book a top-rated doctor today.
That's ZocDoc.com/OKOP, ZocDoc.com/OKOP. Let's get back to the show.
Info. Did Olivia tell this group that she was married? Because if Jess knew she was married and trying to get her to cheat on you, even if she didn't know it specifically was you, then that is really scummy. She should not be hanging out with those friends who encourage her to cheat on her spouse. Ropey responds, yes, I know this because one of the ladies in the painting group lives in our neighborhood and she knows me as Olivia's husband. Plus her Instagram and Facebook has all our pictures together. I also felt the same about Jess's behavior. She made her uncomfortable to the point where she had to call me to pick her up. And then She Who Knit says, not the a-hole, but you need to remain low-key and let Olivia process this information. The paint and wine nights are harmless, and the birthday bar night could be a one-off, and Olivia may choose not to participate in one ever again. She also knew how to handle the situation on her own, so she's not a vulnerable, naive wife fresh off the turnip truck. Trust your wife. If she gets any mean girl vibes off Jess, she'll know how to deal. And then OP responds, this is the approach I'm taking for now. I do not really have any reason not to trust Olivia. It's Jess who I don't trust. Oh, however, I do not want to come out as an a-hole and insecure in asking her to stop seeing Jess. And as a consequence, her friend group. Because I think that's the fear. Like I come off as controlling to say that.
Yeah.
She does not have a lot of friends and seems to enjoy being with others. Plus, the other women in her group seem to be nice. Olivia told me it was a lesson learned for her and would not put herself in situations anymore where she goes to bars alone. She felt Jess did not act inappropriately since she is single and is allowed to flirt with guys. Olivia just felt uncomfortable and removed herself from the situation.
Okay. That she seems very trustworthy.
Yeah, Olivia seems great.
And I really liked that comment where they were like, hey, Olivia has kind of proved through this. It's not a test, but she kind of passed the test, so to speak. And so it's like, hey, also, I think it'd be good for OP to communicate this and say, hey, you did everything right. You were awesome. And I don't want to be insecure in trolling, but I will just communicate. I am like, I don't trust Jess. Not like don't stop seeing her or anything. Just kind of like a, hey, fair warning. I don't trust her, but you do you. I'm here to support you.
Your wife seems like someone you could just send this to. I'm like, hey, I wrote this asking strangers. I just want to ask your opinion.
Even better. 1,000%. I love that.
But there is an update 3 months later. 3 months later. So I posted about how my ex-fiance tried to get my wife to cheat on me 3 months ago. Things were good since, but last week has been crazy. And I wish my wife were not as naive to let Jess back in our lives. I really need help on what I can do at this point. We're about to get some tea.
We've gone deeper in the rabbit hole.
For reference, I broke up with my ex-fiance Jess 7 years ago and have been together with my wife for 5 years, married for 2. After the night of Jess's birthday, where she tried to get my wife drunk and flirt with strangers, I had a long conversation with my wife. I laid down why I was uncomfortable with her hanging out with Jess. My wife agreed with most of what I said, but she feels that enough time has passed now where we can let things go. She also talked to Jess and told her that she had no idea about me and it's just one happy coincidence. Jess also insisted to my wife that she moved on with her life after our breakup, found love, and unfortunately the marriage did not last. She told Olivia that maybe we all could go out for dinner together and clear out the issues. Jess also insisted that she was just having fun at the bar and apologized to my wife if her drunk behavior made her uncomfortable.
Okay.
That's good.
Yeah.
My wife asked me if I would be okay with her friendship, as she has not found a social group in town for a long time, and Jess seems like a changed person. She told me that she would only meet these women during her art nights and not go on girls' nights or trips. I felt that as long as Olivia was comfortable, I should not have any reason to be worried. We also had dinner with Jess once, and Jess was very friendly. She told me about what happened in her marriage and how she is on her healing journey right now. She also apologized to me for her behavior during our last few months together. Jess also now owns a business and works as a freelance artist and graphic designer. I also was gracious as we were just 23, and I harbor no ill feelings. My wife also started hosting art nights at our place once a month or so, and I had to move to my office for my game nights. Well, last week, after the art night, Jess and one lady hang back. and we were all drinking wine and chatting. The other lady was asking questions about Jess and I. Jess told her that it was old history, and I went no contact with Jess for 4 years. That was the reason why she had no idea about Olivia. Olivia looked at me and asked, Jess, you mean 7 years ago, right? Jess said, no, and that was when we broke up. However, we met every time I came back to my hometown. I thought she was drunk, so I corrected her that it was 7 years ago and she was misremembering things. Jess said, maybe, and we moved on.
Wait.
Seems like I think I see what's going on here. What I'm thinking I'm seeing is that Jess is almost gaslighting Olivia and OP into being like, oh, we were still dating while you guys were getting together, or we were still engaged, dating, etc., while you guys were still together. It overlapped.
The next day, Jess sent a bunch of photos to my wife of me and Jess hanging out. They were just innocent photos like us having dinner at a music festival, working out together, etc. The weirdest part was I had a few tattoos on my body that I got after I broke up with Jess. I also never owned the clothes the person in the photo was wearing. Even the photos were time-stamped to 4 years ago. Okay, wait, really quick.
So they stole my idea.
Do we remember Jess's job?
Graphic design.
Oh, snap.
Some Photoshop skills.
Bro.
Whoa.
This is crazy.
Olivia freaked out because we started dating in the summer of 2019. I did make a trip home alone to my hometown in Christmas of 2019. However, I never met Jess. She started asking me why I did not tell her about meeting Jess. I tried to tell her that these things never happened, but she does not believe me.
Oh.
She also called Jess, and Jess told her that we met because I was back in town. However, we were just platonic at that point, and it's not what my wife is thinking. I confronted Jess, and she told me that I am stupid to not tell Olivia about meeting her and also not telling her about Olivia. She says that I told her I am still single. Olivia is very angry with me. She is not believing a word I am saying. I kept on telling her that I have not seen her for 7 years. Olivia says she does not mind me meeting her, but I should have told her as we were together. I volunteered to show her all my phone records during that time, but they only go back to 3 years on my carrier.
Oh no, the cutoff. And Jess hacked into the carrier to know exactly when to cut it off. Dude, literally only 3 years. All he needed was the 4th year.
I am confused how those photos can exist when I never met her. They are definitely photos from when I was with Olivia, as I look more muscular in these pictures and also have tattoos that I did not have back then. I even told her she can call my friends and family and ask them about the trip, but she says that she has all the photos of my trip and my friends and family will cover for me. Can someone please help me what I can do in this case? I need to convince Olivia that this is all false, but she is just angry at me and giving me the silent treatment. I swear that I did not meet Jess during that trip and am caught in this mess without my fault. And there are some relevant comments. So OP says, I tried to convince my wife it might be photoshopped. My wife wants to believe me, but after watching the photos and checking every possible thing, she does not trust me anymore.
Oh.
I also tried to find any inconsistencies in the photos that might make it seem that way. However, everything looked just right. Even the letters in my tattoos on my arm look correct in one of the pictures from gym where I am in workout clothes. OP was directed to upload the photos to a site that tests for Photoshop artifacts. And then Tanya G. Scheller says, your ex's deceit is unsettling, but your priority should be regaining your wife's trust. Open up, provide evidence, and emphasize your honesty. Clear communication is the best tool in this situation. OP responds, I'm trying to and looking for any contradicting evidence. My wife is open to listening to me, but she also has pictures in front of her that show otherwise. If I was in her shoes, it would be hard not to believe them. Mary E. Friendly says, also the metadata from digital photos should provide proof enough. Your ex is a graphic artist. She likely knows her way around photo editing software. Let's not forget AI images and how convincing they can be. I checked for metadata. I am also in tech and checked everything I could. Everything, including pixels around my face, look correct. I understand my wife and those photos look real. Also, what I do not get is she is accusing me of just platonically hanging out with her and nothing more. She told my wife that it was nothing and that we just hang out a few times when I met her. I do not know what her end game is. Also, in no circumstances am I ready to lose Olivia. She is my better half and I love her. I wish she trusted me a bit more and not believe that I hung out with Jess 4 years ago when we met. It is all just giving me a weird vibe.
I know exactly what's going on here.
What?
I know fully what's going on. So if you go out and you're like, he was cheating, that is very obvious. It's very plain. Maybe it's, easier to disprove in a way. She is playing 4D mental warfare chess here, where she's like, I'm not just going to come out and say it. I'm going to torture you with it seeming so innocent on the surface. But
because really all that matters is eroding the trust.
Yeah, exactly. So if she's able to erode the trust enough of like, hey, why didn't you tell your partner that you were still seeing me, while, she doesn't even have to say that anything went wrong. The trust will still be eroded and it'll be so infuriating for OP.
I mean, the conspiracy theory is that OP did meet up with Jess and he's trying to write this post to convince his wife that he's honest.
100%. And he's like, look, babe, look at all these people.
I'm confused. I mean, you can make photos that are really, really convincing.
Yeah.
So, and if it's literally her job, like I can imagine that it might be indistinguishable from reality.
That's true. That's a good point. Like, which is also so crazy because it's like she would have to spend so much time on those photos to get like the shading of the tattoo right. Moving it from like the angle of the tattoo. Like, I don't know.
I mean, what she could have done is couldn't she just have had photos of them working out? And, but he says he didn't even own those clothes.
But you could have thrown them away. You could have got rid of them.
He didn't own those clothes. But I don't think he's ever owned those clothes.
Yeah, he's claiming
he never owned those clothes. Yeah, I'm like, Shumpa says, but the metadata though, but she could have taken a photo and you can edit metadata.
Yeah.
You can just change metadata.
Well, okay. I know this is coming from OP. This is a hot take. Conspiracy theory. Is OP telling the truth or is he trying to write all this up like he did?
I want to believe OP.
I want to as well.
I think I believe OP, but we have had that conspiracy before.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's ever been true.
What?
The person is writing the story just to like, oh, look at all these people defending me. Oh no, maybe a few times.
We've read that a couple times. We've read that a couple times. Yeah. You can't believe anything you see on the internet.
That's true.
Folks, even us, we could be AI.
That's right.
Could not even live together. It could all be a hoax.
You're totally right, Riley.
Green screens.
Yeah.
Around the world.
Yeah, me and Sam could be in two completely different hemispheres right now and beefing.
We used to do that.
Yeah, yep.
They got over.
That's right.
Yeah, we used to.
We squashed the beef. Yep. And now look. It's not John's real hand. He has a hand doctor.
Dude, do you remember all the comments where it's like, oh my God, you can't convince us that you're not beefing. We know that you hate each other now.
That's what I was referencing. I'm like,
so crazy.
The one that sent me was the one where it's like, they're just in two different rooms. They just like mimicked them to look like it was in the same room. I was like, what?
Dude, it would be so much harder to do that.
So much harder.
Probably during the green screen days.
I mean, this could be a green screen.
This could be a green screen, but this is a realistic looking green screen.
Yeah.
True.
No green.
But yeah, that's all the story.
Wow.
And that's it.
Dude, that's insane. I mean, I believe Jess did plant that, which is
I think
sinister.
Jess, but is she trying to get revenge for a failed relationship, or is she trying to get him back? Is she trying to like?
I think it's just petty revenge, because to me the pettiness is
that?
Yeah, I don't know, something about saying they didn't do anything.
That's the real question. But you know what else I have a question about?
What?
This next story.
Let's get into it. Am I the a-hole for defending my wife's decision to take me back after my sister-in-law brought up my past infidelity?
Maybe.
Well, we're going to find out from a throwaway sister-in-law party who says, my wife, 40 female, and I, 43 male, have been together for 12 years. Several years ago, I chose to be selfish and deeply hurt my wife by sleeping with a coworker during a rough patch in our marriage. Boo.
Best way to patch a marriage.
Destroy it.
Mm-hmm.
Since then, we have worked through this together with the help of a counselor, and now our relationship is stronger than it ever been.
Which is why we always say on the show, cheating makes your relationship stronger.
That's what
if you get through it.
That's what Sam always says. Sam, he'll make the big statement, and then it'll be like, cheating always makes your stronger. Yeah, if you get through it, it'll be so much better.
He does
cheating on your wife is great because then you're able to get together and go Catholic, and then you become so much stronger in the end. It's so great.
Yeah, it's the headline versus the context.
That's true. We only read the headline.
Wait, do we actually believe that cheating makes your relationship stronger if you can go through it? Like if you can get to the other end?
You have to. Yeah, I would say so.
I do see your point. And I do think that if you Well, no. Here we go.
Clip this. Send it to John's girlfriend. No context, just that.
Jay-Z, Beyonce. That's the example.
There we go.
There we go.
But a lot. What happens with a lot of people?
I gotta be more like Jay-Z.
$500,000 or cheat on your significant other,
or lick toes.
Like how many of Jay-Z's toes would you lick?
If you guys really want a just absolute brain rot banter bit, then you can stick around to the end and we can play how many toes. Sam and Riley's favorite game to play with me.
Riley loves counting.
He does. Anyways, I'm gonna keep reading this
story. Make me sound like
here.
a 5-year-old. He likes to measure. He likes to count.
1, 2, 3.
Get to the story, Riley. What are we doing? Are we reading a story for these fine, beautiful people here? I'm gaslighting him, guys. My wife's sister was cheated on too, and she left her husband and got divorced. Double whammy. Her husband had a full-blown affair. I like how Obi calls it a full-blown affair.
It's different. It's different. One act of cheating versus like very,
a banana
very
slip.
many. Yeah, banana slip.
Her husband had a full-blown affair that lasted several months compared to my one-night stand. Which I acknowledge doesn't make my actions any less hurtful to my wife, but it was an important factor for my wife to consider to forgive me. As for my sister-in-law, the betrayal her husband did to her causes her to project a lot of her own emotions and turmoil on our relationship. And she copes with her loss by making snide remarks to my wife about me. How she, my wife, is weak for not leaving me and how terrible I am.
Damn.
Dude. Yikes. I've never taken it personally, and neither has my wife. At least
that's so mean.
That is mean. At least not now at all. Because we both recognize that our relationship is not the same as she had with her husband, and therefore I choose to give her grace and disengage when things get sour.
Yeah, the relationship is very strong now.
Because of the cheating. Cause and effect.
Yeah, you're welcome.
A plus B equals C. Cheating
You're welcome,
plus relationship
wife,
equals
for making
strong.
our relationship stronger. Sue me.
Somebody sue this guy. 3 days ago was my wife's birthday, and I arranged for a party for her and invited some friends and family, including my sister-in-law. Put a nice you in the comments if you see what's about to go down.
Oh, dude, I see you.
I see you. I was about to present the gift I got her, and before everyone, I asked her, "Can you guess what I have for her?" playfully. Before my wife had the chance to speak, sister-in-law made a snide remark in front of everyone to me that the best birthday gift she could receive would be me turning back time and undoing what I did to her.
Ooh, party foul.
Rough.
That's gotta kill a mood.
You know what's so funny? I literally, for a second, I forgot that OP cheated. And I was like, oh, she's just like thinking this random guy, or not this random guy, but this guy is going to cheat on her. I was like, oh, wait, he did actually cheat. He did actually cheat. Some of our mutual friends who didn't know about our past were also there, and this angered me. I tried to keep my cool, and I said, have compassion for how her own betrayal hurts her even today. And I am grateful for the compassion my wife had for me, so much compassion that she chose to look past her own pain in order to forgive me because she loves me. She's my best friend and my favorite person, and if she didn't feel the same towards me, it wouldn't make sense for her to find a way to forgive me, which she did. She's not weak. That sister-in-law constantly implies the way the sister-in-law constantly implies that she is. She's an incredibly strong woman to forgive someone who caused her so much pain in the first place. It's very telling of her good character, and I know it's her birthday today, but the gift of forgiveness from her is a gift that she keeps giving, and how grateful I am to have her as my wife. My wife cried with joy, and we kissed, while sister-in-law looked like she could kill me with her stares.
Oof.
Dude, Opie monologued all of that
to everyone.
Yes.
Wait, that was in quotes?
I believe this is what he was describing.
Wait, what?
Can you guess playfully? Made a remark. Made a snide remark in front of everyone.
He said all of that to everyone. Whoa, so he said all of that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, she's my best friend, my favorite person. Yeah. Yeah, I believe he said. I mean, he might have, you know, spruced it up a little bit.
W husband, though.
Yeah.
Husband.
If he said like something along those lines or gave that sentiment, that is
still great.
That is still great.
So it's like cheating makes your relationship stronger, and then your sister-in-law constantly bringing up your cheating also makes your relationship stronger.
So start paying your sister-in-law to keep bringing up your cheating.
Yeah, yeah. But you got to cheat first.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cheat in every relationship to make it stronger. Sam Donner.
I can't wait to show this to your future
Co-signed by John Fry.
Co-signed. Whoa. Yep. Whoa. These are false allegations. Anyways. Hey, Riley, can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Is it called John's Golden Rules?
Sam and John's, yeah.
Sam and John's Golden Rules.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what they call it.
That's what they call it. Dude, that's so crazy. I like that we're on the same page here.
Yeah.
Sam and John's Golden Rules.
You are watching master gaslighters at work, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's get back to the story. So, I know it looks very sappy in this post, but it made perfect sense to both of us, and it made our night more beautiful. This really pissed off sister-in-law, and she ran off from the party. But not before telling my wife I made her feel like crap and a weak person for choosing to leave a marriage because of infidelity. She said I humiliated her and implied through my words that her love for her own ex-husband wasn't valid, and I was trying to shame her for her choices by hyping up my wife's choices. I mean, I'm just trying to understand if this was a bad day with dealing with her at this party, or if I could have done anything else. Yes, a part of me genuinely wanted to shut her down. I mean, who wouldn't? I'm human too. But what I expressed for my wife was sincere and true. My wife tells me she feels like others don't support her, and that's what made her so happy about what I said. She was happy I stood up to sister-in-law for our marriage. If I have to be honest, it did feel good telling her off like that indirectly. And when I told my wife this, she giggled and said she felt the same. And that is the end of the story. No editor updates that we know of.
Okay.
Dude, W husband after cheating.
Yes. Yeah. Post
cheating. Dude, the post nut clarity must have been wild.
My man had a post nut eternal epiphany.
He had post nut nirvana.
Post nut nirvana, dude. I was trying, dude. That's good. That is good. This guy makes a show, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of tricky because I feel like there definitely, I did get a tinge of, like, for instance, when OP was comparing, you know, his cheating to.
But you kind of, you know, you bring it up, like when the sister-in-law brings it up, like I feel
there is
like
a natural comparison
there's a natural
in there.
comparison.
Yeah. So
you know?
it's not
But
anything.
did he really compare it? What did he say?
He did it in the beginning before the tiff with the sister-in-law.
Right. But he didn't say it in his monologue.
No, and he did also acknowledge that he's like, I don't want to belittle the pain that my wife felt, or this doesn't belittle the pain. So he is also acknowledging that it's like, okay, maybe it kind of comes off as like diminishing the significance of it. But I think overall, with that, all that being said, I think overall it does seem that I think really at the end of the day, OP and his wife made a decision together, and that's their own relationship.
Yeah.
And because it's their choice and decision, what can you do? It's not the sister-in-law's relationship.
Yeah, and they have done the work to actually move through it. So.
Yeah, that's an important, because you could also say that, but then someone's in a relationship where someone's like serially cheating and doesn't care at all, and then you're like, oh well, it's their relationship. Well, that would be good to like be, hey, friend to friend, you should get out of this relationship. But they really have done the work in this instance. So
yeah,
what more can you do?
Keep going, and if you want to make that relationship a little bit stronger, you know what you can do.
Cheat again. Name is honor 2024.
I never said that. I said you know what you can do, and you went to this wild place to cheat again. I was gonna say, you know what you could do? More therapy, more love, more communication.
Hey guys, could you do me a favor and clip every single time Sam has mentioned a golden rule with zero context and just left it as
I
is?
was just saying, you know what you can do, and it was love, empathy, care.
Yeah.
I can't believe your mind went instantly cheat again. That's crazy.
I can't believe your mind was constantly saying, just cheat, it'll make the relationship perfect.
I don't think I ever said that.
Oh, yeah. You didn't say that at all, dude. Yeah.
Dude, we're gonna have to give Sam's wife, future wife, this is gonna be crazy.
The compilation edit is gonna be a little bit bananas.
Yeah, my wedding.
Honestly,
my co-host
that would bang.
Played every terrible clip of my podcast
for my
wedding.
speech at Sam's wedding.
She broke up with me on the spot.
But if she doesn't, it makes it stronger.
True. I know my wife is gonna know everything about me. I do not keep secrets about my life.
He doesn't.
That's true.
He doesn't. Sam and I have talked about this weekend.
It's all on record.
Did we talk about secrets?
No, we talked about the black box.
Oh, we talked about black box. Yeah.
Sam doesn't have one.
I don't have a black. We were talking about this idea of like some people have black boxes in their lives where it's like, don't touch this and like don't ask questions about it. We're talking about like, is it necessary to have a black box?
Good question.
Yeah.
But do we have a call in?
Signal Imagination, can you hear us?
Oh, yes.
Hello.
Hello, Signal. So you have a toxic family member story, kind of related to the sister-in-law story, where sister-in-law is going wild, trying to rummage through the past and blow up OP's life. You said you have a toxic family member story where your brother rung up $900 in overage fees on a cell bill and then attacked you with a bat when you closed the line. What happened?
Yes. Okay, so at the time, my mother said she couldn't afford our cellular devices, and I was working. So I decided to take on both my cell phone as well as my brother's cell phone bill every month. And this is like in the
That's
early
really nice of you.
2000s when, yeah, at least that was a gesture. I was trying to be nice to my brother because he was 3 years younger than me. He was 14, 17. Trying to look out for your sibling, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So I don't know if you remember when they used to charge you for texting.
I do. Well, now they charge you for data. It's like $5 for 10 gigs or $5 for 5 gigs or something like that.
So my brother rung up the first month $300 for
Who's
texting.
he texting?
Yes. So I told him, like, I paid the bill. I said, please don't do this. I can't afford this.
You paid it?
A minimum. Yes, I paid it.
Oh my God.
I warned him. I said, look, don't do this again because I can't afford to pay that.
$300 on freaking
$300.
texting.
Yeah. So what does my brother do? Well, he doesn't care, so he decides to write up another $300 the next month.
Who is he texting?
But
how many texts do you have to send for $300?
he sent, like, according to the bill, he sent over 1,200 texts within a month to all of his friends. He wasn't calling them; he was texting them.
Is 1,200 a lot or a little? I don't know. How much,
I guess
can
back
look
in
it
the
on your
day
phone.
when.
Well,
but how much
back
do
in
you
the day-
text? Like, how much do you think? How many messages do you think you text?
40 a day.
40 a day?
Yeah, but like, again, early 2000s, right?
Yeah. Texting was expensive.
Yeah. So the second time I said, "You do this again, I'm going to shut your line off." And he said, bet. I bet you're not going to do that, right? Like, who are you to shut my phone off? And I'm like, but I'm paying the bill.
Yeah, I am the one who can do this.
I am paying the bill. So, my mother decides to suddenly, as she said before that she couldn't afford the cell bill. She instead goes on a trip to Spain without telling anyone on the third month.
Wait,
At
your
the
mom
same-
or your
so he's-
brother goes on a trip to
My
Spain?
mom.
Your mom who's like,
My
I
mom.
can't afford this phone bill.
Yeah, so let me go to Spain.
Yeah.
So, I heard the phone bills are cheaper in Spain, though.
Oh, they got
Bro,
deals over there.
You have no idea how pissed I was. Because here I am thinking that I've been duped,
Yeah.
right? And he does it again a third time. So I'm like,
$300
"That's it.
again?
Yes.
Can't you
So
put like a
that's
limit
it.
on this kid?
Right.
I tried.
Oh my goodness.
I tried. But because at the time I was 17, I wasn't the person authorized
Yeah.
to make changes. It was my mother.
Oh.
So when I called, I just pretended to be my mom and said, shut it off. I'm not paying for the bill. Shut off his line. So when I come home, I drive home, I'm about to get out of my car and there's my brother. And he has his, I guess, Little League, not Little League, that. He was on the baseball team. He has his metal bat outside and he's doing this whole intimidation. He's like,
how old is he?
He was 14.
Oh my
and he's
God.
screaming at me, turn it back
brat.
on, turn it back on, in the middle of this in our neighborhood. And so there's people looking out of their condo windows, what's going on? Because in New York, everybody's nosy as
Yeah.
and I am not getting on my car because he's crazy. I ended up calling my father, who had to drive from New Jersey to New York to calm him down, in a sense, and to get him to back off. Well, my mother comes back from her trip, and the first thing she does is tell me, why didn't you pay the bill? That's all on you. You should have paid the bill.
$300, but it's not on you to pay phone bills are $50
No
a
way.
month max.
Yeah.
300 is
At 17?
ridiculous. Yeah.
20 years?
That is
Yes.
crazy. A
Crazy.
crazy
Yeah,
expectation
when
for your
minimum
mom.
wage was $7 an hour.
Yeah, that's
So you can imagine, it was crazy. So yeah, that's my toxic short story of what I
oh
dealt
my
with. And
goodness.
and
Wild.
to this day, never been paid back. In fact, when my mother attempted, and I put that in quotes, attempted to make him pay me back because he had a summer job, he realized she was taking $50 out of his paycheck to pay me back the $900 that he forced me to spend. So he just quit his job and stopped working.
So has your brother not what is he up to now?
I don't want to dox him.
Okay,
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, no,
No
fair
worries.
enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So,
but wait, I have one
he
last
was
question
part of
for
the
you.
band.
What
So-
do you have any idea who your brother was texting that he was so angry that you shut off the phone line?
Turns out he had a girlfriend.
Classic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
He had a girlfriend. She was texting him, and it led to a lot of that really bad influence girlfriend.
Yeah, it was
the
her.
one who she convinced him to steal my little brothers, so our younger brothers, PS3, and sell it so he can take her out on a date.
Wait, you said PS3.
PS3. Yeah.
I thought you said
Yeah.
steal your little brother
That's what I
and
heard.
then
no,
sell
no.
Steal
it.
your
I was like,
brother's PS3.
yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Still terrible. Still terrible.
She's just trying
Yeah,
to
still-
stoke a budding entrepreneur. Yeah, no, that's terrible.
Yeah.
She sounds whack.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah. So, yep, that's my toxic family story. Got plenty of those if you ever want to.
Yeah, well,
hit
thank you
everyone.
so much for sharing, Signal. We
Yes.
always see you in the chat, so it's nice talking to you again.
Yeah, all right, awesome. I'm glad.
Have a good
See
one.
you guys next time. You too.
Thank you, Signal.
Later, Signal.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Wow.
Also, I so called that it was a girlfriend.
Same.
No one gets that mad.
I should
if
have
it's-
said it out
if it's
loud.
not for love. Yeah, we should
Dude.
have said it. We should have said it.
And as like, dude, you're in like whatever, like middle school, high school.
Yeah, high school, dude. That's
Come on.
everything. A girl likes you. That's like all your self confidence.
And 1,200 texts really isn't that much. Riley figures 40 texts a day, which
Yeah.
I mean that is a lot, but you can be texting
dude,
a lot.
Dude, when I was texting, I was
Uh-oh.
texting girls back and like my girlfriend. Oh, I had a long distance girlfriend. I was texting like probably hundreds
Yeah.
hundreds a day. Yeah.
Gigabytes of text.
Yeah.
Or
because of the
Or
images.
pictures. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. There we go.
videos.
Well, I think that's the end of that episode.
I
So,
think it is.
If you love us, make sure to subscribe.
We love you
And see you tomorrow.